The visiting Saints mollywopped the homestanding Cowboys 44-19 in a game that wasn't even really all that close. A domination situation 2 weeks in a row. There's one thing to take down the Carolina Panthers that are a powder puff football team, but these are the Dallas Cowboys. Now, Jerry Jones was angry. He was angry, Jerry, after the game. Tried to bite his tongue, tried to spin this as much as he can. Jones telling reporters after the loss on Sunday, Jerry Jones said that it was extraordinarily disappointing. He added that we will correct this. We will improve. Okay, so I guess they're not going to lose by more than 44-19 in the next game. So they're going to improve on that. But that is the money quote. Let us discuss the question. Jerry Jones says the Cowboys' loss is, quote, extraordinarily disappointing, close quote. So who gets the majority of the blame on this? I've got the dessert topping, bathroom mirror, and Section 892. In Section 892. We'll combine all these things together, and we are going to make a cotton candy, because cotton candy would have provided more resistance than the Dallas Cowboys defense in this game, and that is where we start. This is on the shoulders of Micah Parsons and the defense. It's not my opinion. It is a fact. This is the epitome of a team that was not ready to play. And you say, well, that's on McCarthy also, but specifically the defense. All right? And Parsons, in this game, when it mattered, when the game was in the balance, did not make impact plays. Micah Parsons was essentially ghosting the game, and the Saints did what they wanted. Dallas defensively was disemboweled in this game, and how bad was it? I'll tell you how bad it was. Alvin Kamara and friends scored touchdowns on their first 6 offensive possessions. Touchdown, 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 touchdown. Now, Derek Carr, what's the book on Derek Carr? You get pressure on this guy, and he starts sweating like he's in a sauna, and it's a disaster. He's like a pig at a traditional Hawaiian luau with pressure, rotating around. No pineapple, though. Well, when you don't give him pressure, apparently he's all right. He was only hit one time. He was sacked one time by the Dallas defense. Inexcusable performance. The Dallas defense, they were a dessert topping in this game. They were whipped cream is what they were for the Saints, and they feasted on it. It's also a referendum. We were praising Mike Zimmer, the former Viking coach who's now the defensive guru there in Dallas, and life comes at you fast. You look great one week, and then you come back, and it looks like you've never practiced together. Now, are the Saints the real deal? Back-to-back blowout wins to begin the season. Derek Carr's your MVP after 2 weeks of the NFL regular season? No, I'm not ready to eat that gumbo. You can have that gumbo. I'm not ready to have that gumbo. I'm not there. I'm not sold. I need to see more. I'm not sold. The Panthers win to me is meaningless. That's a powder puff football team. That's not a professional football team. They're a joke, and their quarterback is a disaster. And it's yet to be determined what the Cowboys are. All right, what are the 2024 vintage of the Dallas Cowboys? In Jerry's world, we don't know yet. All right, now turn to the page. So Dak Prescott, he had a lot to say after the game. Dak Prescott said that the Cowboys will learn from the loss, that they're going to learn from the loss. So what exactly is the lesson? What is the lesson for the Dallas Cowboys to learn? Well, the obvious one is don't suck at a time you cannot suck, but maybe take every opponent seriously. Also a reminder. I think the biggest reminder here, and the Cowboys fall for this quite a bit, is avoid the bathroom mirror at all costs. Like Dallas was getting toasted by many of the pundits for that win over a substandard Cleveland Browns team. And so they dominated. It was the big game on Fox last week, and Tom Brady's going to call mostly Cowboy games because they get the ratings. So there's Brady back in the broadcast booth, and the first game, everything went wonderfully and all that, and we suspect that the Cowboys as a whole were guilty of shamelessly staring at their own reflection in the mirror after they were basking in the glow of that win last week, and they did not have the laser-like focus. Because it's one thing to lose, but you don't get your doors blown off the way the Cowboys did if you're putting an honest effort in. I truly believe that. I think I say the same thing about the Rams, the way they played against the Cardinals. If you're putting effort in, the teams are not separated by that much. The worst and the top teams in the NFL are not separated by that much. You do not get blown out if you're putting an honest effort out there. That's just the reality of the situation. That's my belief. And so no attention to detail. The other problem, going back to what Jerry Jones said, Jerry's hitched his wagon to the core of this Dallas team. He's fully invested. He's all in. Jerry's essentially said that for the rest of his life, Dak Prescott's going to be the quarterback. And Dak was drinking out of a fire hose also, unable the Cowboys to keep up. And when the defense has breakdowns, the offense has to pick up the slack, and they were unable to do that as well. All right, final point. The story of all the games, the one that blew me away the most, I would say would be the Colts' lack of execution defensively against the Packers. Because we all know that Malik Willis can't play quarterback at a high level in the NFL. We know that. And we knew that going into that game, the game plan for Green Bay, like even if you have a rudimentary knowledge of football, you knew going in that they were going to play hide the quarterback. The Packers attack with LaFleur was going to be run, Forrest, run was going to be the offense. And for that performance by the Indianapolis defense, okay, that is a violation of the United States Code, Title 10, Section 892, Article 92, dereliction of duties. That is a dereliction of duties, and one of the most egregious that I have seen. These cats willfully refused to perform their duties. I don't know what else they had going on. Maybe they had too many cheese curds before the game, but my God, every man, woman, and child knew the way the Packers were going to approach this game. They could not win if Malik Willis had to throw the ball. If the Colts had jumped out to a lead, they would have been in a whole lot of trouble. And the Colts coaching staff supposedly had a game plan that was to stop the run. And they got shredded like chicken, shredded barbecue chicken. How bad was it? Green Bay somehow rushed for 261 yards. That is not a mistake. 261 yards, the third most the Colts have allowed since the team moved from Baltimore to Indianapolis 40-some years ago, including 237 of those yards in the first half. I mean, it was mostly the first. I mean, the Packers picked up 14 first downs, 14 before halftime. And the Colts managed just 15 plays overall in that time. This was an atrocity for the Indianapolis Colts, the way they played there. Embarrassing. And Josh Jacobs had 151 yards rushing on 32 carries. That's a throwback game to like the 1980s there. And the Packers to have 14 first downs. I keep going back. 14 first downs before the Colts managed just 15 plays overall. It's insane. And let's not forget Anthony Richardson, who added not one, not two, but 3 interceptions. Now, one was at the end of the game, so you say, oh, who cares about that? We'll give him the pass on that. But 2 other interceptions. And Richardson, who completed just 50% of his passes in this game, and despite a decent running game, Taylor had over 100 yards, had a couple of big runs there for the Indianapolis Colts. Despite that, still nothing in the passing game from Anthony Richardson, who was just blah all the way around.